Hi, today we have Mercedes printer 311 CDI engine, and it has a charging problem with the alternator. First we are going to disconnect the battery. The battery is inside here. I already have removed it and placed it to charging. And now we are going to remove the alternator. The alternator is from the lower side of the vehicle. We are going to work beneath the vehicle. Here is the alternator. First we have to remove the V-belt. To remove the V-belt, the tensioner is from the other side. Here is the bolt for the V-belt. We are going to place 17mm key, and we are going to turn it to the left, and we are going to remove the V-belt. Now we have to open this bolt here to remove the plus that goes to the battery, and this plastic connector. This one is with 13mm wrench. We are going to open it. We have removed the plus wire. Now we are going to open the alternator. We use this kind of key. We are going to turn anti-clockwise. There are 4 bolts that hold and the other 2 bolts are at the top side of the alternator. One is here, the other one is here. But we have to remove the hose from the turbo. To access the bolts for the alternator. Be careful when you removing the hose, because it can leak oil from the turbo. And we have disconnected the hose from the turbo. Now we can open the top 2 bolts. Now we are going to disassemble the alternator to see what's the problem. First we are going to use a screwdriver to remove the plastic. I have already removed it. And now we can remove the voltage regulator with the brushes. To check the brushes, these are with 7mm wrench. We are going to open them. You can see the brushes are totally worn, but also so is the collector. That means we are going to need to disassemble the whole alternator to change the collector, and we are going to change new brushes. To disassemble the alternator, we have to open these 4 bolts, 8mm wrench, and we are going to unsolder the 3 wires. Now we are going to unsolder the wires from the stator. We have unsoldered the wires. Now we can use a little hammer or a screwdriver to remove the aluminum cover. And here we can see the collector. We have to remove this bearing, and then we can remove the collector. We have removed the old collector. We have installed a new one. You can see it has a lot of copper for the brushes. Now we have to solder the wires, install the new bearing. We have soldered the collector. Now we can install the bearing. And now we can install the cap. And we can tighten it with the bolts. And now we can resolder the wires. Now we have soldered the wires, and the last thing to do is to change the brushes on the voltage regulator. First we are going to unsolder the brushes so they can remove, and then we are going to remove the cap to install the new brushes. Now we have unsoldered the brushes. You can see we have removed them. These are the old ones, and here are the new ones. Now we are going to install the new brushes, solder it, and then we are going to place the cap and install on the alternator. First we insert the springs into the wires, and now we are going to insert the brushes with the wires into the tiny hole, and we are going to solder it. Now we have to adjust where to solder the brushes. If we can move, we can see it going inside. We have to adjust it right here to be a little in, not to see the spring, and now we can solder the brush. Now we can cut to trim. Now we can trim the rest of these wires, and then we can install the plastic cap. Now we have installed the cap. We can see we can hold the brushes with the cap until we install on the alternator, and then we can press the cap to the brushes can come out and touch the collector. Now we can put the 3 bolts on the voltage regulator. We have tightened the voltage regulator. Now we can install the protective cap. Just press it down, and now we can mount it on the vehicle. Now we have mounted on the vehicle. Now we can install the plus wire. And we can place the connector. We are tightening the nut with 13mm wrench. Now we can return the pipe from turbo. And we can return the metal clamp. Install the bolt. We have installed and tightened the metal clamp. Now we have to install the V-belt on the alternator. We have installed the V-belt. I'm not sure how to show you the tensioner right. There is that. Now we can install the battery. And now we can start the engine. And you can see the battery is off. That means the alternator is charging, and we can simply try that by removing one of the terminals, and we can see the engine is still running. That means the battery is charging 100%.